Hi guys, how are you doing today? My name is Jean. In today's video, we are going to talk about content creators and mistakes we make as content creators. I've been a content creator for so long. I started, I think, in 2013. So you can do the math and see how long I've been a content creator. Well, nowadays people call them influencers. Nowadays people call them creators, creatives, content creators, whatever you are. If you make content and distribute it on a social network, then you are a content creator and you're the person that I'm addressing today. When everybody is getting started out, we always have this like light bulb moment where we decide, you know what, I'm going to be a content creator, I'm going to be an influencer, I'll have thousands of followers, I'll, launch my business, launch my merchandise, I'll work with brands, I'll showcase what I'm doing. That's what everybody like starts with, that kind of mentality. And that sort of fire is always like almost palpable. Like it's almost like you can touch it, because most of the times we start with so much fire, so much enthusiasm, and you can tell when most people are getting started as content creators. They will blow up. You'll see them one time or another on your timeline. Some of them even do ads so that they can blow up faster. Now somewhere along the way, that fire kind of dies down and we forget who this content creator is. They start doubting themselves, and to the extent that they vanish from the face of the internet. So I want to know that what usually holds people back, or what happens in the journey from when they get started and have that enthusiasm and that drive and that fire to the point that they vanish. I can tell you for a fact, I've been part of that, especially on YouTube. When I got started on YouTube, I keep saying it was a place to dump my content, but then somewhere around last year, I decided, you know what, I want to grow on YouTube and I want to actually like see my numbers grow. I want to impact people, bring value to people. And then somewhere along the way, like the fire fizzled out. It comes in bursts. So there are times when I'll be so inspired, I'll post for like 2 months or so, and then I disappear. So that's very interesting to see that even other people also kind of go through those cyclical up and down movements. Now there are also other people who are consistent 100%. I follow such people who you can never tell when they have doubts. They're always churning out content. They have content calendars, and you can see that their systems are always working. So such people, I really want to know, like, what do they do to set themselves apart, and what do they do like to kind of grow in that way. I also want to check the mistakes that we make as content creators. The first mistake we make as content creators is lack of a why, or lack of a goal, a big goal. Most of the times we start because we want to be YouTube famous, or we want to be Instagram famous, or we just want to be known or be like a certain influencer. Most times you've seen someone doing what you'd want to do and decide, you know what, I can do it better than them, so you start. That is the worst motivation, or that's the worst reason why you should start something, because somebody else is doing it. You should start it because it's something that you want to do. You can do it well, and you can share your gifts with the world. And I want you to sit down, take a notebook like this, and write down like what is your why do you even create content in the first place. For example, if you're in fashion, do you want to show people a better way to style their clothes? Or let's say for me, do I want to impact the world and share my know-how with the world and give value so that people can be able to earn from the internet? Or do you want to show people a new way of doing things? Do you want to share like your creativity with the world, your gifts with the world? So your why has to be that deep. And I would tell you for a fact, like, please craft this why and just write it down somewhere, because it will be the fuel that you need on those days when you're like feeling like I don't want to do anything. Though your why is what is gonna drive you. The other thing in that same vein is that even if you're creating your why, your goal also has to be big, and your goal also has to be there. Some people just create for fun, and that is still a goal, like I want to create for my mental health, or I want to create to share my gifts to the world, or I want to create to just have an online diary. So all those are goals. Or you want to create to be YouTube famous, you want to create to work with Google. Like, there's so many other kind of whys that people have. It all depends with what your motivation to start something is. So make sure you already have your why. In this video, I'll be giving you like reasons and also solutions. The next thing is overanalyzing your content, and it leads to something called analysis paralysis. Have you ever had a point where you're really analyzing everything that goes on to your timeline? I can tell you for a fact, so many people go through analysis paralysis before they post on Instagram. Instagram used to be this app where we would just post photos of our day. You'd go for an event and then post four photos, but now people only post one photo that has really like been vetted for weeks, and they don't post it during, they post it after. You can see how these things have changed, and things that used to be so nice to us, or things that we used to really not overthink. For example, I remember when I got started blogging, I never used to care even how I look. You know, I would go for events, my jeans and my t-shirts, and then come and write about them. I miss those days when I used to have such fire, but over time you start rethinking and you start overthinking your content. And I have shared with so many content creators who believe that, oh my god, Jean, I don't know what to post. Is this video okay? Does this make sense? And analysis paralysis has two parts. You overanalyze and you get paralyzed. This is what it means. Like, you overanalyze your content to the point that you're not posting anything. Most times people don't post, it's because they're really overanalyzing their content and they want everything to be like perfect before they post. That's a bad mistake. I think that you should just post whenever you're ready, and you should post everything that feels good to you, but don't overthink. I'm just hoping the background is not so bright. You know, the sun is out today. The next thing is lack of systems. I've noticed that when you become a content creator, unfortunately or fortunately, I guess, you need systems. Systems are things like editorial calendars. You know what kind of videos you're posting, you know what kind of blog post or content you're posting every week ahead of time. So for example, I've been trying to have a content calendar, and that's actually a video for next year 2021 that I really want to take you through my systems and my content calendar, how I batch film, how I edit, how I decide topics. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I segue, but anyway, what I was trying to say is most of the time we really lack systems, and you do your content when you feel like, and you post whatever you feel like. Now that kind of causes confusion, because not every week you'll be in the mood to post. It's not every week that you'll know what you're meant to post even. So having a content calendar or a system in place will help you, so that before you post, you know that, oh, next week I'm actually talking about transcription, or the other week I'm talking about working online or business ideas, so that you know every week, and you don't have to really go back to the drawing board to ask yourself, what content am I really creating? Is it impacting people? Do I really need to create this kind of content? Is it even getting followers? When you have systems in place, you don't even have time to overthink. You have time to just follow through with what you decided and see whether it works. And in that same vein of having a content calendar, not sticking to a content calendar or not sticking to your system is also a problem, because you might have the biggest or the best looking content calendar, but if you don't stick to it, I mean, it's useless. It's the same as having all those apps, you know, those apps that we do that help with like financial planning. Somebody was telling me, Jean, there's no need for you to have an app if you're not going to enter the figures in the app and, you know, stick to it. Or there's no need of having the best latest calendar, say Google Calendar, if you're not gonna stick to it. All these like systems, you really need to stick to them. So make sure, even if you have a system, you're sticking to it. The other thing is comparison and overconsumption. I think we've all fallen prey to the timeline, and there are people who we know that they're doing better than us, or we feel like they are doing what we are doing, and so we really obsess and we check what are they doing. We're on their timelines 24/7. We see, oh my god, this person traveled, oh my god, this person is doing reels, oh my god, this person is doing these types of things, I need to do this. You know, all that comparison is the thief of joy. That's what they say. And when it comes to content, I mean, it's good to weigh what people are doing, and I don't even think of them as competition. It's good to see what people in your niche are doing, but it's also not good to like over compare yourself, because you might see that, oh my god, this person is really doing nice reel videos. You don't have the resources. Maybe your gift is in writing and you're here worrying about reels and and other things that you really don't need to be worried about. The best thing is be confident. I think this is something that comes with age. There's a certain age that you hit. Well, not for everyone, but for me, there's a certain age I hit. I really simply don't check what people are doing. And if I do, I'm like, wow, that's good. But I don't let it get to me, because my content and my style of doing videos or my style of creating content is not the same as theirs. We're not even doing the same thing, so why do I need to be worried about what they're doing? My gift is in this, whatever I'm doing right now. My gift is in like sharing my work with the world, so why am I so worried about what somebody else is doing? And comparison only leads to like paralysis. As I mentioned, comparison makes you hate your content, if especially in this video world. Like, you can really compare. I've been in the rabbit hole of comparing my videos and thinking, oh my god, I'm doing floating head videos, so and so is doing these home videos or whatever, I need to now do home videos. Oh my god, so and so is doing travel videos, I need to do travel videos. And in essence, this is what I am meant to do. I mean, it's so funny how this comparison game can really invalidate what you're doing. So make sure you watch out for that. And the best way to do it is to unfollow, mute, block, do all those things for your peace.
If you stress me, I block you. If you give me attitude, I block you. Nobody above blocking. Anybody can be blocked at any fucking blocking time.
I have muted people who I follow, and it's okay. I mean, I don't have to see them anywhere, but I still support them, I still roll with them, like, but I don't want to see their stuff every now and then. Especially there are people who have this vibe of, you know, I'm doing all this, you can't sit with us. I don't need that sort of vibe. I'm happy for them, but at this moment I need to focus on what I am doing, so I have to mute you, I have to unfollow you, and it's okay. It's not personal. The same way, if somebody unfollowed me and felt away about my content, it's okay. So make sure you mute for your peace, you unfollow, you block, and you do all those things that really will give you sanity to cleanse your timeline. Cleanse your timeline, guys. And especially on platforms like Twitter, create Twitter lists. On Instagram, unfollow, mute post and story if you have to do that. And then also, like in platforms like YouTube, unsubscribe. Only follow things that really, you know, bring you peace. And that's one of the problems that we as content creators do. It's observing. I can tell you, even when in this video of mine about how I got into a rut, you can see that I got into a rut because I was observing. Can you imagine all those months, all those weeks, because of really like comparing myself and observing what other people are doing, which is unnecessary. We don't need to be doing that. The next thing is the start and stop process. There's a very detailed thread that I did on Twitter, which I'll link below, that talks about the start and stop process. So this is whereby you start with one thing. You're like, oh, I'm going to be posting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or I'm going to be posting twice a week, or this is what I'm going to be doing. Then you do that thing for 2 weeks, and then you get tired, you start another strategy. Okay, I'm going to be doing ABCD. So that start and stop process means that you're always going back to the drawing board instead of really sticking to one strategy for the long run and seeing if it works for you. I'd say, like, give yourself some months to see if a strategy works for you. If it doesn't, then it's okay. I'm all for course correcting. Obviously, I'm not saying don't course correct, you know. You have to really course correct. I think of it like as a plane. You know your destination, and you know there's this one route you're supposed to follow, but there are times where you have to like move left, move right, and then course correct, which is very okay. But I don't feel like you need to turn your plane back to the airport or to the place where you took off to start again. Then you get midway, oh my god, I'm going to the wrong way, go back. You can tell that you're not even making any progress. So what I am for is course correcting, but also sticking with a strategy to see where it's gonna take you. The next thing is the pursuit of perfection. We've all felt like we need to be perfect. We've all wanted to be picture perfect and have our content really perfect as it should be. You know, even when we're doing like vlogs, we want everything to be perfect. We delete things which are not. It's okay, but I feel like sometimes done is better than perfect. I think I even did a video that talked about done being better than perfect. Sometimes it's all about like just give your all to something, but you don't have to really spend 3 days to make sure something is okay. Say for example, it's a YouTube video. If you spend like 5 hours to edit one video, you can spend those 5 hours, but then nitpicking on that same video for 3 days, I think at the expense of your channel, and maybe you've missed an upload date. I feel like just upload it the way it is, the way, like if it's 99%, it's okay, upload it like that. You don't have to spend 3 days for that 1%, which won't have even a big ROI on your content in the long run. I mean, people will understand we're human, we don't have to make everything perfect in this content journey. Obviously, when it comes to writing everything, there shouldn't be typos, but that kind of refining that takes days and months, kind of do away with it. Your content doesn't have to be always perfect. It can be done, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The next thing is lack of consistency, which is caused by many of these things that I've mentioned. Most times we really don't have systems, so we lack that consistency. I feel like try to power through, try to see if your systems work to the end. And in this content journey, you need to be top of mind of many people, and being top of mind means that if you post every Monday at 4, make sure you post every Monday at 4. Being consistent. You know, there are these things like we used to know that, oh, this program comes at, like we used to know, like a program like Neighbors comes on Sunday at 11 to 1. Regardless of what happened, you would be there at 11 to 1. That's the same with your content. Make sure you're creating those systems so that people, you know, kind of mark in their minds that, oh, I know Jean does Twitter threads at this time. Oh, I know Jean does a video on Wednesday at this time. Okay, create those systems instead of like going away for a week and then coming back and bombarding people with a lot of stuff, or going away for a month. People don't need that. Just be consistent. You don't have to be top of mind every day, but every week make sure you're giving people something. So those are the mistakes that we make as content creators. I've tried as much as possible to give you solutions. As I give you a mistake, I'm also giving you a solution. And I hope that you could relate with some of the mistakes, and I hope you could find nice solutions to stop you from doing those things. I really want us to show up for 2021 as consistent content creators, valuable content creators. And let me know if this video helped you. If there's another mistake that I failed to mention, leave it down below and we can even do a part 2. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Bye.